Hello everyone, this is Mega Ninja Assassin. We're back here with another gameplay of Time to Dusk. We found out that the Okami brothers, their father was doing an illegal experiment apparently. Then one of the brothers, I forgot, Hishiro, I believe that's his name, was following in his father's footsteps. And the father, and the person who hired the father and stuff and did this whole science experiment stuff. Don't know who's behind that, and then the real mastermind that's behind everything. We're about to find out. We're about to go into the forest and see what is happening. If you guys are ready, let's go. Okay, you check the map and suggested entering the forest. Because the forest ahead is likely to be the forest on the edge of Silent Mountain area on the map. When you entered the forest, you found that the forest was shrouded in fog, and a diffused fog and dense leaf obscured the sunlight. You can't tell day from night or orient yourself by the sun's position. You carefully suggest marking your horizontal line on the tree every so often to avoid getting lost. In the forest, the outline of the tree is fuzzy and you can only see a gray, hazy scene. You step cautiously on the ground and the leaves and branches make a rustling sound under your feet. The air is filled with a faint moisture and a fragrant flower smell, which emanated by some unknown plant in the distance. Gradually, you found that the wet and muddy ground makes it almost impossible to walk. The mud sticks firmly to the soles of your shoes, and the steep slope of the ground efficiently consumes your leg muscles. At the same time, you need to pay attention to the slippery ground and try to keep balance in lower center of gravity to avoid slipping. Yo, this music, fire right now. Just as you were struggling to move forward, you look at the trunk in front of you and froze. There was a horizontal line on it, the mark you made to avoid getting lost. Seeing this line means that you have returned to the place where you passed by before. You are lost. You seem to be lost. You show the horizontal line on the trunk to everyone, and soon you find the same mark on the tree in front of you. Using a compass to fix direction, use iron ore affects the accuracy of the compass, and more marks should be left on the tree. Okay, using a compass will be good, but in this type of fogginess and haziness right now, it is kind of hard to do it. So, I'm gonna go with the second one. Guys, let me know what you choose and why you're doing that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let your boy know. Support you guys. Let's do it. Because there are iron mines in the foggy mountain area which affects the accuracy of the compass, you suggest avoiding using the compass. Please let this be the right choice. Instead, continue to take the original measures, make more horizontal lines on the trunk, and avoid trees marked to avoid circles. In a dense fog forest, a thick layer of fog floats between the dense leaves, and the vision is blurred, and the road is difficult to identify. You struggle to find your way. You push away the branches in front of you and cough. Because the wet and humid fog makes your throat uncomfortable, the muddy ground under your feet makes it difficult for you to walk. Sometimes even falling into the knee deep, struggling to lift your feet. The sense of direction in the foggy forest has become more and more blurred. When you look at the marks on the trees with great effort, you find that there are marks all around. Odd. Is it an illusion? You don't know what to do. You try to walk towards a more open area, hoping to find some more clues. However, time seems to be blurred in the foggy forest. You've been walking for a long time, but you feel like you are still in the same place. Guys, did we make the right decision? Gradually, you begin to feel tired and confused, and your thoughts become chaotic. Can't judge the direction of travel. Suspect that you have gone the wrong way. The creatures in the foggy forest over make you feel uneasy. Sometimes you hear the rustling of leaves as if there is something lurking around you, but you can't see what it is. Oh, nah, I would have dipped. That's just me. You feel more and more tense and dare not stop. In the foggy forest, you no longer know how long you've been walking or where you are. Sorry, guys. Your consciousness begins to become blurred, as if between reality and dream. Ah, we died, I think. Finally, your body strength runs out and you can no longer move forward. You collapse to the ground and the mist engulfs you like a death kneel. A kid, I don't know. You close your eyes and feel yourself losing consciousness. In your last moment of consciousness, you feel like you're being consumed by the misty forest. Your breathing becomes weaker and weaker until it finally stops. You you die in the misty forest, never finding your way out, lost forever in the endless mist. Yep, this is not true. Yep. Okay, we're gonna use the iron compass because obviously, last choice did not end that well. You suggest using a compass as navigation to avoid getting lost. The magnetic field on the entire forest shouldn't change much. Ooh, gosh, sorry. So even if the compass direction is slightly off, the deviation shouldn't change much either. So you can be assured that the route you're taking is a straight line, avoid getting lost. After walking for a while, the scenery will gradually become clear and the mist in the forest become thinner. Okay, you know how you have the gut feeling and you try and second guess yourself? That's me. Sunlight comes through the gaps in the leaves, forming mottled light and shadow. Eventually, you reach the edge of the forest and the mist begins to dissipate. An open field appears in front of you, bathed in sunlight with a gentle breeze blowing through the grass, swaying in the wind. You feel a sense of peace and relaxation as if the misty forest you just experienced was just a short dream. Then you and your companion use the sun to determine your current location, and then you see a path winding its way to the horizon in front of you, down the slope of the mountain. Then in itself is not surprising, but what shocks and even scares you is that it is made of cement, smooth and flat, with sun shining on it, reflecting a dazzling light. There's no doubt about it that this is the work of human hand. Alright guys, we made it out the forest. Well, we made it out the mountains. I sound like freaking Dora about to sound like this. We made it out the forest. Well, the mountains first. Then we made it out the forest. Now we somehow made it to obviously a road in the forest and stuff, whatever, and supposedly it was human made. So let's see. The silent mountain area are almost devoid of any human traces, but deep in the mountain and forest there is such a human structure. Based on the fact that the silent mountain area have been off limits to the humans since 1944, this road must have been built before Japan's defeat in World War II. As you follow the path, you see the unique beauty of the mountains. In the distance are mountains shrouded in clouds and mist, forming a spectacular mountain scenery. Below the mountain, in a dense forest, some waterfalls with the noisy water making a great noise. And earthen wall entrance. Okay, so let's go. The winding path finally comes to an end, and a tall earthen wall looms suddenly in front of you, blocking most of the view. The wall is made of large flat stones with vines climbing over it, and moss and weeds scattered across its surface. You follow the edge of the wall and find a dense tangle of vines, in which is hidden a metal object that looks like a handle, at chest height on the wall, securely attached to the wall. You try to pull on the handle with all your might, and to your surprise, the wall opens up a small gap about 4 meters high. You and Mitaka drag the handle together and pull it to the top. The gap widens. as the handle moves until it is fixed at a width of 5 meters, forming a door. You call this the entrance on an earthen wall. You choose to enter the door with everyone else as if a whole new world is opening up before you. What is this? Digimon? Pokemon? Okay. On either side of you are a pair of lookout towers about 30 meters apart, made of red bricks shaped like hexagon with a small window on the body of the towers. The top of the towers painted the color of tree bark, and the top of the tower disguised as the top of a pine tree. In front of you is a wide flat road with a truck parked not far away, its body covered in dust, its metal surface covered in rust. Oh nah, fam. Its flat tires indicating that it has been used in a long time. It hasn't been used in a long time. It's top painted with camouflage to avoid detection from the sky. So they just basically discovered, I just saw at the top, East City District. Just discovered a city. Apparently before the World War II ended from Japan. And now, on either side of the road are wooden houses of uniform shape, some of whose walls have already begun to crumble. You hear a buzzing sound from behind, and when you turn around, you see that the entrance gate you just opened is slowly closing. And by the time you rush forward to try and stop it, it's already too late. So is this like, I want to see if this is like a protection facility or an experiment facility. Only certain people are allowed to, come and go. But if people can just come and go, why is there a lever if anyone can just pull it? Yo, more questions are arising in my head, and I got no answer to any of this. You stare blankly at the door that has now closed, with no handle for opening or closing it. Only a rectangular metal door plate sunk into the mud, with the following printed on it. Da, da, da. Town of Dusk. Oh, I just got the chills. Guys, found it. What the hell is this place? How do I get out? Climbing the vines might be an option, but it looks pretty risky. Mitaka Tadakazu, we finally get to see the man's face. I'm not gonna say what he looked like, but yeah. It looked like it would be easy to get in, but not so easy to get out. Interesting. My first reaction was that it was an old military base. Let's go inside these buildings. And see if we can find a switch or something. You decide to enter the East Lookout Tower. With Mitaka and Sakai, the door to the East Lookout Tower is unlocked. You slowly open the door, and the stench of air hits you in the face. You cough a few times. You look up and see a wooden staircase winding up around a stone pillar in the center leading up. Whoops, did not mean to press that. You step onto the stairs and they creak, but don't shake. The staircase seems sturdy. You look down at the wooden steps and saw, besides the accumulated dust, there were also human footprints. I don't even know what I just said. Human footprints. Wow. Suddenly, your blood turns cold and your head starts ringing. You have no time to think as you reach for your gun and point at the corner of the stairs, finger on the trigger. Seeing this, Mitaka and Sakai also prepare for battle. There's only one set of footprints on the stairs, and they're going inward, which probably means that there is only one person in the East Watchtower. Is it raining? Yes, it is. I gotta close my window so my desk will get wet. I don't need my desk to get wet. I don't need my desk to get wet, so no. I had to close the window. You keep your eyes glued to the corner, not daring to take your focus off for a second. Imagine the dangerous figure appearing any second now. At this moment, you saw someone running towards the three of you. From your peripheral vision, painting heavily. It was Hitomi Oki. What's wrong? Sakai asks Oki while you and Mitaka keep your gun pointed ahead. Kobayashi Ryota has been kidnapped. The kidnapper is a middle-aged man wearing a protective suit, including a gun that looks like it's from a long time ago. Girl voice, here we go. I'm not doing voice acting. I'm not good like Corey, Jay. I don't know if Markiplier does that. I think PewDiePie does. Yeah, I'm not good like that. At this point, you seem to have realized something. Did you notice what kind of shoes he was wearing? Boots. Boots. I thought the same. Okame. You close the door to the East Watchtower. As Oki describes what happened when she and Kobayashi went to investigate the wooden house with the number East 027. Oki and Kobayashi had just entered the wooden house when the kidnapper followed them in silence. He grabbed Kobayashi by the throat from behind and held the gun to his back. He ordered Oki to count to 120 and promised that Kobayashi wouldn't be harmed as long as she did as she was told. The kidnapper said that he didn't want to be enemies with you. Oki also said that she has seen the same pair of boots in a wooden house on the first day they entered the Silent Mountain area. It's the cabin! The cabin with the boots and the antique and stuff that's like 30 years old? Okay. Oki speculated that the kidnapper was probably the owner of the wooden house. Then you start from East 27 and look for Kobayashi and the abductor. It seems that the footprints in the East Watchtower belong to the abductor. He entered the watchtower and observed from the top of the tower through a telescope until we appeared. After seeing us, he came down the stairs of the watchtower upside down, and the footprints matched those of entering the watchtower. This is what led to the footprints in the watchtower appearing as if someone were hiding in the tower. The toes of the footprints are clear, while the heels are blurred, which is precisely the characteristic of the footprints matching. He wants to lead us, or some of us, focus on the East Watchtower. He wants to let us, or some of us, focus on the East Watchtower. He was waiting for an opportunity to abduct Kobayashi when he was alone, and seized the opportunity to kidnap Kobayashi. Now the question is why he wants to kidnap Kobayashi. He doesn't seem to be negotiating with us. Is there anything special about Kobayashi? Kobayashi took some files full of text from the cabin. I don't know if the abductor is looking for these pieces of paper. But how did the abductor know that Kobayashi took them? Only you four know that Kobayashi has those pieces of paper in his backpack. Was the captor tracking you from the first day? And now, after the mountain flood, those pieces of paper have been soaked and become waste paper. During the conversation, you have almost reached East 027. The door of East 027 was closed. The door of East 027 was open when I left. Considering that the abductor may be in the house, you stop talking and slow down. You notice some fine sand at the door of East 027, extending westward intermediately and becoming shallower and shallower until it disappears. You press your right ear to the door and listen carefully for any movement inside the house, but you didn't hear any. You and Mitaka exchanged glances, signaled to be ready to shoot, and then you knocked on the door. There was no response from inside the house for a while. You quickly opened the door. The dark house was full of uniform wooden boxes of various sizes, and several large pieces of gray cloth covered the top of the boxes on the top floor. You look at the ground. The footprints were just wandering around the door, indicating that the abductor and Kobayashi were probably not in the house. The footprints of sand on the ground at the door might have been secretly scattered by Kobayashi in the process of being abducted in order for us to follow. Yes, but it's also possible that the abductor discovered his little trick and deliberately led the footprints westward before heading in other directions. However, if they however they cannot run far without leaving any other traces. In this way, Mitaka, you stay outside, Oki and Sakai in one group, and I will search the nearby wooden houses by myself. If you run into Li Feng and Masumura, have them help you start the search from the east side of the house. Miss Oki, are you ready? Oki nods. You hang your gun and show her how to safety it. I always feel like that guy doesn't seem like a bad person. Oki seems like she wants to say something but stops herself. I try not to hurt him. You can guess what she's thinking from the look of conflict on her face. You weren't there at the time, so she's the only one who really knows what happened. In this situation, you don't have the right to define someone else's actions as Satan. For the next hour or so, you check every floor of all the nearby houses. You also go through the boxes stacked inside the wooden houses. Some of the boxes are filled with weapons, ammunition, and medical supplies. So this might have been, I think Kobayashi said, a military base. So, military bases have the science part, have the cafeteria, all that. So, you never know. And like I said, look, chemicals, glassware, various pieces of scientific equipment, like centrifugers and freezers, After a while, you expand the search area and keep going in circles, but you can't find any traces of the two men. Who do you suspect killed Furuki Hidehiko? Kobayashi? That's who you suspect? Bro, no. 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 If it was someone else who was missing, you wouldn't be so concerned. But since it's this person who's missing, you just happen to have a lot of questions for him. The user Raven7 on the Tech News forum, as well as the killer of Hidehiko Kobayashi Ryota. Okami's second confession? Oh my god. Okay guys, we're gonna stop this here. Cause first of all, I'm not ready for this. We gotta take this. So can you just accuse my boy Kobayashi Ryota, okay? Who killed Fuki Hidehiko. That means that man smashed his head in multiple times. So, with that being said, we are gonna wait. And you know what? Forget it. We're not even gonna wait. Let's go. Fuki Hidehiko. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. No, we are gonna wait until the next. Okay. But with that being said, this has raised a lot of questions. Raven 7, Kobayashi Ryota. I really want to advance in this story so bad and just continue this off camera, but I can't do that, guys. I can't do that. We locked in together. So with that being said, if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends and family. And with that being said, enjoy your day, night, or evening. Peace.